about now, Jay. C-Dub on the beat. Back against the wall, CL20's knocking rated. IGI's tripping, valid.
Hey, yo, what's good with everybody, man? I hope everybody's having a productive day, feeling blessed, and like I always say, it's one life, one chance. We only got one chance to do this right. Let's get it done. So with that being said, man, breaking news. I got the alert this morning, seen it, woke up, said, all right, I let everybody know what happened. So with that being said, hit that subscribe button, hit that like, always leave a comment. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Check the links in the description for my Apple and Spotify music. Go ahead and run my streams up. And you can check out my playlist section on my YouTube channel and check out my music right there. Thank you guys for you guys' time. Most importantly, thank you guys for you guys' support. Now, I was talking to the homie the other day that was in Mexico, that was busted with Evil from Oxnard. Mexican Mafia member who he told his story about. You know, dude had nothing but good things to say about the individual. But the other day, somebody left a comment like, hey, man, I heard Evil passed away. Man, you didn't hear it from me, but that's what happened. And I went and called him, and I was like, hey, bro, did you hear about your boy Evil, El Pili, that he passed away in Mexico? And he was like, nah, bro, like, I didn't hear nothing like that. So I didn't think much of it. I thought somebody was trying to bait me in to make a, frivolous video about somebody passing away, and it wasn't feeding me. So I don't get baited in that easy until I got the alert. And it says right here, Mexican Mafia member who ran Ventura County rackets is, in Baja California, authorities say. Let's say Martin, and I don't even know how to pronounce his name, man. I'm sorry, dude, but a fugitive Mexican Mafia member who controlled gangs in Ventura County from a base in Mexico, where he developed a drug trafficking network and brought California-style prison politics to Mexican lockups, was gunned down earlier this month in Baja California, law enforcement say. It says details of his death remain scarce. The sources who requested to remain anonymous because they were not authorized to speak about the ongoing investigation said they had not yet been informed by Mexican authorities where and when Evil was taken out. Where Evil was taken out, but he was 53 years old. He said, deported in 2006 after serving a 6-year federal prison term, Evil was known to travel between Tijuana, Rosarito, and Ensenada in Baja California, the sources say. Under indictments in the United States on drug trafficking charges and subject to extradition, Evil was twice released from Mexican custody under circumstances that are not clear. So that means they released him twice, even though he was supposed to be doing prison time, which tells me he had access to money, was pulling a lot of little stunts like El Chapo, sneaking out. They snatch him back up like, hey, fool, where you going, bro? Get back in there, bro. Like, what were you doing? Or he was just paying for, temporary releases, lining up some things for, the Pilis in the States. Who knows? This is just the article I'm reading you. They said Evil operated within a shadowy world where established Mexican cartel traffickers rubbed shoulders with uprooted California prison gang members. Some are fugitives from justice, while others were deported to a country they hardly remember after growing up in the United States and serving prison terms. In Baja California, Mexican Mafia members act as brokers, arranging for traffickers to send, dope, meth to contacts in California and elsewhere in the United States. Often law enforcement officials, the drugs are simply sent commercially shipping companies. 6 months before his death, Evil was arrested in Rosarito. Mexican authorities said he and his 9-man entourage were riding in the bed of a pickup truck carrying military-grade you-know-what. So dude was a different form of boss. He was a different form of Mexican Mafia. Then he was in Mexico living just like them, resembling their lifestyle, and got busted that way. Raised on the east side of Oxnard, Evil came up in Colonia Chiques gang before being inducted into the Mexican Mafia in the early 2000s. A retired state prison official who investigated the organization for decades. After becoming a made member of the group, Evil thought he was all that in a bag of chips. That's the article, bro. I'm not trying to talk down on a dead man, but that's the article, all right? I don't know what kind of chips they were. He outsized ego and rubbed many Mexican Mafia members the wrong way. One was Thomas Wino Grajeda, who mailed a letter to Evil that began, Orale Martin, just these few lines your way, hoping that they find you well, considering that things have somewhat gone to your head. In the letter obtained by the Times, Grajeda rebuked Evil for what he considered to be abuses of his newfound authority. Keep in mind, Grajeda signed off, you make your bed in life or the life we lived and sleep on it. I don't want to hear no crying later on. Awesome. Yeah, but what do you expect? Wino Grajeda, you know, he's a young, ambitious kid who got inducted into the Mexican Mafia. Everybody throws their weight around. That's what your guys' power is usually used for. But that's what the article said, and that's what the letter said. Said a Mexican national, Evil, served a 77-month sentence for illegally re-entering the country at federal penitentiaries in Victorville and Leavenworth. Deportation in 2006, Madrid retained control of his old gang and others in Ventura County, according to investigations by the FBI and Ventura County Sheriff's Department. Wiretap calls revealed that Evil's lieutenants were collecting taxes from gangs and drug dealers and sending the money to Madrid. And sending the money to Evil, who was being held in a high-security Mexican prison for unknown charges. One of his underlings in California, Edwin Sporty Mora, called Evil's wife, Lina Fuentes, and promised to send Evil a letter, letting her husband know play for play what I'm doing out here. Pretty much like, who do I manage East City? Like, pretty much, who do I got managing East City? As pretty much his wife said the dealers were paying weekly dues of $100. But if they're doing like a half a pound, you want at least $250 to $300 a week from them. Then it says in the article, sometimes, you know, they had fools paying $500 a month, or 35 people were paying $4,000 a month. And even this, trip out on this, they said the wife would ask Fuente, his little soldier would ask his wife to ask her husband to get the blessing to smash on a couple of gang members who were falsely claiming to be working for the Mexican Mafia. You got Evil doing everything he can to establish Ventura County with his barrio, with his soldiers, with the Mexican drug cartel. But trip out on this part. It says Francisco Sleeper Escalante and Ramon Thumper, I can't even say his last name, both members of the 18th Street Gang who served 21-year prison terms in the federal prison for distribution, were doing business with Mexican drug traffickers in Baja, California when they came into contact with Mexican Mafia members from the California prison system who believed the two had not been properly vetted. A law enforcement document says both men were in Mexico in 2019. And that's when Evil and his 9 men were busted. I'm not sure if they're related. I'm not sure if Evil, took any part or had any role when taking out these 2 individuals. But coincidentally, those 18th Street members taken out, and then they bust Evil for it in the process. The article is very in-depth. It talks about his wife and her role and how she played a role when keeping him in contact with everybody else. And what's crazy, right? What's crazy is that I just did an interview yesterday with the Sureño that became a sicario who ended up in the federal penal system with Evil. And we just got done talking about it. I'm going to text him right now and let him know, maybe bring him back on just so he can say how he feels. Because he said, he's the only person that ever told me about Evil and spoke highly words about this individual. Like, man, the dude was about money. The dude did this, dude did that. He probably had more money than any Mexican Mafia member, but he was good to his camaradas. He looked out for his camaradas. He took care of his camaradas. And the cold part about it is the homie's still in contact with his family. He says he wrote his family all the time. To this day, he still writes his family. So maybe I can bring him on and see what he has to say. But the Mexican Mafia member from Oxnard, Colonia Chiques, Evil, obviously they took him out. Circumstances are going to vary. I'm only going to read you the article because I'm not going to be the type to be on here and speculate and be like, hey, bro, maybe he got ambushed, maybe he got this, maybe he got that. I'm only going to provide what the article has provided and let you guys know that he's no longer here. So with that being said, like I always say, it's one life, one chance. We only got one chance to do this right. Let's get it done. Peace.